There's a monarch in my garden right now. I kind of just scared her away. So I'm going to come quietly sit over here and see if I can't get her on video. I have a video of her flitting from plant to plant earlier. In the meantime, while we wait for her, you guys can see the caterpillars. There's my fat, hungry little monarch caterpillar. I know the female monarchs are visiting my garden because these little guys are here. There's one. There's two. And there's three. Every day I'm finding a new caterpillar out here. And this one's pretty big. Like, this guy's a big caterpillar. He's huge. He's eaten like half the plant. Well, this one's getting to be chunky too. There's a monarch over there. There's a monarch over there. I'm going to get out of the garden and see if I can't get them to go back to the milkweed. In the meantime, we'll check out my garden. Basil and dill, flat leaf parsley, curly leaf parsley. Here are my baby swamp milkweed plants. I will be getting these into the garden, but I have them kind of saved as backups for in case the caterpillars eat all of the milkweed that I currently have out. I've got 6 of you here, so let's go show off the monarch caterpillars. I scared all the moms away, but you guys can check out my milkweed patch. And if you'd like to see, there's a monarch caterpillar. It's already eaten the top half of this plant. And this fat guy has eaten most of that leaf that he's on. And then there's this guy. Look at him go. He's almost finished the leaf that he's working on. He's kind of cool. So 3 right now. And then I have seen at least 2 female monarch butterflies. At least I assume they're female because of the way they're acting around my baby milkweed plants. This guy is on a common milkweed plant. See him eating? Hungry, hungry caterpillar. They really, really are. These guys were so small when I first found them. And in the last like 5 days, every day I found a new caterpillar on a different plant. And every single day, the caterpillar I found the day before has doubled in size. There's one. He's eaten almost his entire leaf. This plant is a plant he used to be on. He's gotten so big because he ate this whole plant. It used to be about 5 inches tall, and now it's about 2 inches tall and has absolutely no leaves on this side. So that's good. And this guy over here is getting really big. He ate most of this plant, where the whole top is gone, and all those leaves are eaten. He's eaten all of that. These are Monarch caterpillars. These are endangered in America, North America. They're doing really well. I actually came out here because there was butterflies in the garden, but as soon as I came out, I scared them away. So I guess the only thing for me to do is show you guys the rest of my garden. I don't think there's anybody here anymore because looking at bugs, I guess, is not great, but here we go. This is my tomato patch. These first 6 plants are cherry tomatoes, and I've got lots of blooms. In there are Roma tomatoes. And here are more flowers and more Roma tomatoes. Corn patch. These are my first plantings, and over here are my second plantings. I just got these in the ground about a week ago. My cucumber plants are almost getting big enough to trellis up. And my green bean plants are growing really, really nice. Nothing's been taken off their leaves since we put up the fence. Here is my cauliflower, complete with a grasshopper on it. Hi, buddy. That little guy. Grasshoppers, it's harder and harder to find them in the garden. They used to be everywhere, but I'm happy to see this guy there. I don't care if he eats some of my plant. Cauliflower hasn't started to make its actual vegetable yet, but it's growing good. There are my pepper plants. I have 5 red bell pepper plants, 4 green bell pepper plants, a jalapeno plant. Ooh, I think this one's almost ready. I can probably take this jalapeno tomorrow. And here's my poblano plant. It's getting really tall, but it hasn't really made any flowers. So I guess we'll see how this one does. Over here is the potato buckets. We've mounded up the potatoes. We keep adding straw and then dirt. So we're about 3/4 of the way full. We'll fill it all the way up to the top, eventually to the top of the bucket, and then the whole will be filled with potatoes. We've got 6 of these buckets. And the catnip plant. My backup milkweeds for the garden in case the babies eat through all the stuff that I planted for them. Here's some plants that I haven't put into the actual flower garden yet. They're in their watering tub. This is how I bottom water mass amounts of flowers for my garden on 80 or 90 degree days if I'm going to be away from the house for a little while. I have this big tub. I put a couple inches of water in the bottom. Plants suck it all up, and then they're fine for the day, and I can leave them alone. Blueberry bushes. Nothing much going on there. They're still just recovering from being eaten down by the rabbits. Here are the pots on the side of the house. I grew these from seed, marigolds, petunias, second generation proven winter petunia seeds. I just saved the seed pods from the previous season. I don't deadhead, I keep the seeds. I think they're great. Here in this pot, my snapdragons have started. Bicolor, burpee, just a mixed. And then this glorious thing is my forget-me-not pots. I've got about 4 or 5 of them in there. I do Chinese forget-me-nots. The pollinators really like them, and they are just about as pretty as you could imagine. So many blooms, and they bloom for a really long time. They'll probably finish blooming this entire month of July. They started a couple of weeks ago, and they are one of my absolute favorite flowers. The pollinators love them a lot too. Here's the other side of the porch. Another big blue forget-me-not plant. Chinese forget-me-nots. My 2 flower pots. Snapdragons. I've got pink snapdragons kind of poking out the back there. Bicolored marigolds. And of course, petunias for my hummingbirds and bumblebees. This pot's really, really pretty. Just a couple of my snapdragon seeds right in the middle that haven't popped through yet. And then marigolds and petunias. Here's the zinnia row. I just went with a general mixed pack, so they're all different types. Regular zinnias, these kind of dahlia looking ones, those are really, really pretty. I don't know what exactly this type is, but I love this plant. I love this kind of zinnia. Here's another zinnia plant. I got new flowers growing in here, and then I should take this one off, but not yet. I've got a red, pink. This one's gorgeous. This one's really, really a pretty zinnia. Pink. This one's amazing. Oh my gosh, I love this one so much. Yellow. And this whole row is going to be pink. For some reason, when I planted, I didn't know I was planting about 7 pink ones right in a row. That's one other plant. And another plant. And this one got eaten. The rabbits came and just demolished it, and it's trying to come back, but in a hot July, it's not doing or looking very well. Nope, that one's got little baby pollinators on it. Pink. Pink. More pink. Zinnias. No, still zinnia, just a different type. Pink. Well, thank you very much for saying that I have such beautiful flowers. I spent a lot of time this spring starting these seeds myself. Things have gotten so expensive at garden centers here in the United States that it's honestly just quite easier and cheaper to get your own seeds and seed starting kits and try to grow them yourself. It's a brand new one just starting. I think it's going to be that same color. I think that's really, really cool. Here's a red one. This one, I love it so much. I'm going to try to save this one and keep its seeds because I want to try to grow this exact same plant again next year. I think it's awesome. And the exact same plant down here is a red and gold one off the exact same plant. So I really like the seeds from this particular plant. I'm going to try to save as many as I can. Pink. 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 Zinnia. More blooms. Pink and red. Red. There's red. And down here is a little yellow zinnia that I just planted the other day. The big plant that was right here got blown over in a storm last week. So there's the whole row, all 22 of them, even though a few of them got nipped and a few of them got eaten, and they're not all perfect. But the bees sure like them, and I sure like them. And I think my flower pots turned out fantastic. I think my flower pots are probably the best that I've ever made. And I'm going to do this exact mix, I think, again next year, except more Chinese forget-me-nots, which are these big, beautiful blue ones. They're just so gorgeous. I can't even handle it. So, oh, Cup and Moon, I'm doing great. I don't know if you're the only one who's still here, but yes, these are my Chinese forget-me-nots. They're absolutely one of my favorite things to plant. I think the pollinators like them a lot too. Here are my double bicolored snapdragons. I just started these plants in March from seed, and I fertilize every Friday. I water every day and I fertilize every Friday. And I wish somebody who knew more than me would tell me what in the world I'm doing wrong with my dahlias, because they're growing beautiful and the foliage is really nice, but I have absolutely no idea why I have no flowers. I don't know if you're supposed to take these if you're supposed to deadhead them. I don't know, but anyways, I'm gonna take one more walk through the vegetable garden and over where I have the Monarch patch, the milkweed patch, and see if I can't find us a butterfly. I did see a few in here. Here they are. 22 milkweed plants. And 3 hungry monarch caterpillars. He's so funny. He's gonna eat that entire leaf by the time we get back from the pool. What are you doing, buddy? Eating that whole thing up? Eating that whole thing up. Yep. So, that's all I've really got to share with anybody. It is hot. It's almost 90 here today. So, the garden's watered. Now I need to go get some water. Thanks for joining me in my milkweed patch and taking a stroll around some of my flowers. Everyone have a good day. Thanks for coming.